welcome to Officers Adda247. So this is a class of your most important questions. So hearty welcome to all the bankers in this early morning class. So we are going to start the session of today, and if you're new on the Officers Adda247, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and like the this video, and just download the Adda247 application so that you can going to get the everything at a one place. Okay, so quickly we are going to start the session of today, and before to start I would like to say, these are the last days when you can enroll for the case study batch. And importance of the case study batch you can understand, like today, examination level is a slightly high. So for that, the importance of the concept, that is a very necessary for clearing this examination. Okay, so this batch is a really helpful for your preparation, and this batch is available in the both of the languages, like the bilingual as well as the English medium language. You can find this batch on the Adda247 store. The only thing that you have to do, that you have to apply the code, that is Y422, and with this code you are going to get the big discount over that. Okay, so another thing, that the selection batch, you can also enroll for the selection batch, and in this batch you are going to get the live classes, recorded classes, a mock test, and topic wise test series that you are going to get in this. So enroll for the selection batch also, and the same thing, that you have to apply the code Y422, and with this you are going to get the discount over that. Okay, so quickly, we are starting the session. Just quickly share this video to your friends so that maximum number of our bankers can join with us in these kind of the sessions. So just tell me that how to solve this kind of the question. The question is, if the original cost of the asset is given 2 lakh rupees and the depreciation is a charge 10% per annum at the written down value, then the amount of the depreciation for the first, second and third year respectively. Okay, so, when we talk about the written down value method, what we understand by that? When we talk about the written down value method, the only concept you have to understand in the written down value method, in the reducing balance method, in the diminishing balance method, in the declining balance method, the depreciation rate would always apply on the previous year end value. Okay, so what I'm saying now, I'm saying that the depreciation rate that is going to be applied on the previous year and value, right? So that is applied on the previous year and value. Now understand, if the original cost of the asset that is given the 2 lakh and the depreciation that is charged 10% per annum at the written down value method, so what the amount of the depreciation, that is the question. Okay, so just try to understand, whenever you finding the question of the depreciation, that what the question is, it is for the amount of the depreciation or it is a value of the machine. Okay, because there is a twist, that is the amount of the depreciation. The question is, look, when I talk about the any asset that the value that is a 2 lakh is given, and the 10% depreciation that is applied for the first year, if I say, so that 10% when the depreciation would be applied, so what will be the value? Definitely you will be say what, that the value will be 20,000 rupees, right? So this would be your first year depreciation. Now if I say for the second year depreciation, now the very first thing that what you have to do, you have to first find out that what will be the remaining value of the machine at the end of the first year, because the written down value method, that is the depreciation rate, would applicable on the second, like on the previous year end value. Okay, so now what will be the asset value that is remained? You will say that is 1,80,000 rupees, that would be remain, right? Now again, the 10% rate would be applicable again, and this would be applicable on this value. So you will say what would be the depreciation amount? You will say that is a 18,000, that should be the depreciation value, right? Now we have to subtract this 18,000 from the 1,80,000. Just quickly solve this. Okay, and you will be getting the value 1,62,000 rupees. Like at the end of the second year, the value of the asset should be like. Okay, now for the third year, if I have to just calculate the depreciation amount, so this depreciation amount or this depreciation rate would applicable to this value. So quickly tell me what would be the answer of here, like what you will say here, that what should be the answer here. So you will definitely say the answer, that is 16,200. So what would be the correct answer for this? You will say that is 20,000, 18,000 and your 16,200. Instead of the or, you can just write here at that is a end 16,200. Okay, so I'm just hoping that you guys are understanding that how to solve the questions of the written down value method. Okay, next question. Long-term solvency of the firm can be measured by, when we just talking about the term that is a solvency, always understand solvency is all about like to meet the long-term debt of the company, like company is able to meet its long-term debt liabilities or not. Okay, for checking this we actually talk about the solvency, and long-term solvency is all about, now you can just relate it to that, that is a long-term solvency is all about long term, what long term debt, and it would be that is divided by the equity, you say that is a shareholders fund, and this is a formula of your debt equity ratio, so that the correct answer for this. Okay, solvency is all about to meeting the, to meeting the companies, like if we're talking about the long term liability, long term debt, the like companies able to meet its long term liability or not, that the checking for that we actually just going to formulate the debt equity ratio. Okay, next question. Salaries paid 11,000 is shown in the credit side of the trial balance. In a very simple way, you can understand that on the credit side, like salaries paid, salaries is always an expense for the company. So we are going to record on the debit side, right? So we have to just record on the debit side. So this should be the correct entry. But by mistake, what we had done, by mistake, the salaries paid is shown in the credit side of the trial balance. By mistake, what we had done, that we represent this entry on the credit side, and this is the wrong. Now in the total of the trial balance of the debit side, that will be short by, that is the question. Okay, so you can understand this 11,000 should be here. Okay, now this 11,000 should be here, but by mistake we have shown here. Okay, so what the, like the total of the trial balance of the debit side, it is short by how much amount, you can say the one that is the 11,000 rupees, that is credited here, so that is the one 11,000 rupees, and another that should be the credit, that should be the debited 11,000. That means the correct answer, that will be your short by 22,000 rupees, that should be the correct answer. Okay, like you can also understand by this way that how to rectify this error. So the first thing that what you will do, you will first nullify this error. Okay, so for nullifying this error, you will just debit the, like debit this account by the 11,000 rupees. Now this error is nullified. After that you have to debit what you want, that you want this 11,000 on the debit side, so just write here and you will get the 22,000 value here. That means it is short by the 22,000 rupees. Okay, I'm hoping that you all are getting my question, my point. Okay, next question. ABC Limited that acquired assets worth of the 1,25,000 from XYZ Limited by the issue of the shares of the 10 rupees and the premium of the 25%. So the number of the shares issued to settle the purchase consideration, and just me that you may get this kind of the question in the examination. The only thing that you have to understand, whenever you are getting the question that the face value of the share that is given 10 and the premium that is given the 25%, just tell me here that 25% of the 10, that what it should be. Definitely you will say that is a 2.5 rupees, right? Okay, so the total value of the share, like total value of the one share, what it would be, that is 10 plus 2.5, and this would become the 12.5 rupees, right? Now how many shares company can acquire, the total value that is given the 1,25,000, it would be divided by the 12.5. Okay, that is 12.5 rupees obviously, right? So now how to just solve this question, and this should be cancelled here, so you will get the 10,000 shares. That would be your answer for this question. Okay, remember every time whenever the premium percentage is given, that would be applicable on the face value of the share. Okay, so I'm hoping that you are understanding that. Right. Next question. If the current assets and the working capital of the company that is given, you have to tell the current liability. This kind of the question also may be asked in different way. Suppose at the instead of the current asset, there are some current asset component that is given, like the cash in hand that is given, stocks given, bills receivables given. So the only thing that you have to understand, that you should good with your concept, right? So you know that the working capital is nothing but the current asset minus current liability, or excess of the current asset over the current liability. Okay, so do not confuse with the languages, because you may get the questions in that language also, that what we understand by the excess of the current asset over the current liability, will say that is a working capital. Okay, and that kind of the questions is actually asked in recent years in the examination, so you have to be aware of that. Okay, so working capital, that is a current asset minus current liability. And when I say that is what the value of the current asset that is given, that is the 80,000 rupees. Just write here that is 80,000, and that should be subtracted from the 50,000 here. And now if I say what would be the your sorry, working capital that is given, sorry for that, just a minute. Okay, so working capital value is given here, and the working capital value that is given the 50,000 here. Okay, so current liability, that should be here. So if I have to calculate the current liability, what it should be, you will definitely say that is a 30,000, and this is how we have to solve the questions in the examination. Okay, so I am hoping that everyone is understanding the concept here. Next question. B has accepted the bill drawn on him by A. Always understand whenever the bill, whenever is any person, just try to understand. It is a very important concept, because you just do not have to be confused like the language in the examination. In the bill of exchange, that, as you know, that there are three parties always, that is a door, doi, and pay. Okay, when I say the door is also known as a seller, okay, and the doi is also known as a buyer. Now another thing, that this seller is actually make the bill of exchange. This seller is actually make the bill of exchange, and this doi or the buyer is actually accept the bill of exchange. Now if I'm talking about B has accepted the bill drawn on him by A, that means in that case you will say that is A is a seller or B is a buyer, right? So which of the following statement is correct? That is, A can endorse the bill but B cannot endorse the bill. A can endorse the bill, B cannot endorse the bill, or B can endorse the bill. So what would be the correct answer for this question? Who required the money? Just tell me, who required the money in this case? Definitely you will say that is A required the money. So who will decide that? Definitely A will decide that. Okay. So the correct answer, that correct answer of what it should be, that is A can endorse the B, B cannot endorse the bill. Okay. So that should be the correct answer for this question. I'm hoping that you are getting my point here. Next question. If the door is in need of the money, remember the this diagram. Okay, just understand. If the door is in need of the money and cannot wait till due date and receive the money from the bank, it is called what? Just tell me what would be the answer of this. Whenever we're talking about, suppose that this is a seller, this is a buyer, and the bill of exchange that is done between the buyers and the sellers, and you can understand in this bill of exchange the actually terms and conditions or the due date that is all written, but the seller is needed the money today. Okay, that the seller cannot wait till the due date. So what the seller can do, because seller have a bill of exchange, okay, that is signed by the acceptor, so you can understand the seller is also can get the money, like can get the money from the bank, and bank would charge for that, okay, for discounting that. So this is called the discounting of the bill. Okay, I think you are getting this answer of this, right? So this is known as a discounting of the bills. Next question. When cash is given 10,000, stocks value is given 25,000, bills receivable is given the 5,000, creditors bank overdraft is given. So the current ratio is what? So remember, whenever you are getting the question of the current ratio, just write down the formula of that. So what is the current ratio formula? That is current asset divided by the current liability. Okay. So when I say what will be the total value of the current asset, what you will say, that is cash is your current asset, stock or inventory is your current asset, bills receivable, that definitely that is your current asset. You can just convert into cash as you want that. Okay, and creditors, that is your what, that is your current liabilities. Bank overdraft, remember, bank overdraft is always your current liability. That is a very important thing. Sometimes in the question you can ask like this, that bank overdraft is which kind of the liability. So bank overdraft is known as a current liability, right? No. Okay. No. What will be the total value of the current asset? That is 10,000 plus 25,000 plus 5,000. That will become your 40,000, right? Now, what will be the value of the current liabilities? That is 22,000 and 8,000. So this will become your 30,000. What will be the ratio? That is a 4:3. The correct answer that should be the B. Okay. I'm hoping that you guys are understanding. Whenever you're getting these kind of the questions, just remember you have to categorize like which information you want that. Okay. So just categorize in this way and you will get the answer. Okay. Next question. Following amounts were payable on issue of the share. This kind of the question you may get in the examination, the 2 marks. So just try to understand that how to solve this question in the easy way. Okay, following amounts were that is payable on issue of the shares by a company. So these all are the installments are given, as you all know that. X holding 500 shares paid only application and allotment money. Okay, so if I'm talking about the X only, so X is this application and this allotment money paid by the X. Okay, and whereas Y holding 400 shares did not pay final call, or you can understand the second call. Okay, so amount of the calls in area, that will be what? Now understand, when we talk about like a company have to forfeiture the shares, so the two terms there you understood. The very first, that is a share forfeiture account, like in the yesterday session I discussed the question about that. Okay, so share forfeiture account that I discussed, and another that is a share unpaid call. Just try to just watch that video, then you will understand what I told you there. Okay, so share unpaid calls, and that is also known as a calls in area account, right? That I told you in the yesterday class, that is calls in area account, right? Okay, fine everyone, right? Nice. So amount of the calls in area, that is the share unpaid call. That means those amount that is not paid by the shareholders. Okay, right, that is known as a call scenario. Now if I'm talking about the particular person, that is a X, so you can say that X holding the 500 shares. And if I'm talking about what the amount that is not paid by the X, then you will say X is not paid the first call and the second call, and that is amounting of the 2 plus 2, that is 4. That means the amount of calls in area for the X, that is a 2,000 rupees. Okay, now if I'm just asking for the Y, then you will say whereas Y holding 400 shares did not pay final call. If Y holding 400 shares did not pay the final call, then you can understand for the fine like 400 shares Y holding, and Y is not paid this 2 rupees. That means 400 that should be multiplied with the 2, and this would become the 800. So this would be your answer, that is 2,800. Look how simply we can do the questions if you are good with your concept. Like this is a very complicated question if you just did not understand the concept behind that, but you can easily do that question if you just in what language I explained you. If you follow the same thing, then you will just quickly do the questions in the examination also. Okay, next question. The components of the computerized accounting systems are what? Okay, the what would be the correct answer of this? The correct answer, that is your data, people, procedure, hardware, software. That is your correct answer for this. That is the components of the computerized accounting system. Okay, data, people, procedure, hardware, software, that all are the features of the that all are the components of the computerized accounting system. Okay, so that's all for this session. I hope you all just understood this session. I hope you all just understood the informative information in this class. And if you just like this video, if you like just liking our appreciate, if you just liking our effort, just just hit the like button on this video also. And you can also just purchase the your e-kit for the JAIIB examination, like PPB AB and LRB. Okay, you can purchase that, and you will get the maximum discount on that also. And if I say, you can also enroll for the video courses for the JAIIB, and that is available in the bilingual as well as in the English medium. Okay, so the only thing that you have to do, that you have to use the code, that is Y422, and with this code you can get the video courses there. Okay, and the test packs, you can also enroll for the test packs, and for the test pack you have to apply the code Y422S. Okay, and this is a high time when you should just when you should just when you should just appear for this mock test, because this is a very essential if you want to clear your examination with very good score. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching me here, and I'm hoping that you all just understanding through my sessions. Okay, so like this video if you're liking our effort, liking our